Have you ever had it happen to you? You lose your cell phone and you never get it returned. Don't worry, you're in very good shape.
Yes, because joining us with 5 tips is Mar Jennings, America's top lifestyle expert and best-selling author from marjennings.com. Mar, nice to have you here.
It's great to be back.
Now, we all have had that moment where, oh my gosh.
It's paralyzing.
Where did I put my cell phone?
Right.
Yes, and a lot of times, well, you have a lock on it and there's a passcode, no one can get to it, and they don't know how to return it to the person that owns it.
That's the difficult part, and let's face it, we're no longer dealing with landlines. More and more people now, it was for you before, by the way. More and more people now have a cell phone, and they're traveling it, they're making it their primary phone. So when we lose our cell phone, what happens is that it's very difficult to get it back. And many times people want to do the right thing. They want to return the cell phone, but they just don't know how to get a hold of the individual that owns the phone. So here are 5 simple tips that you can instill that will guarantee that if someone finds it and it's within themselves to return it, they're going to return it.
Yes,
okay?
Very simple, easy things you can do. Let's start with the first one, which is your screensaver.
Screensaver. It's so easy. Just take a photo of yourself holding a sheet of paper saying return for reward. Okay, and the reason for that is because then they can identify who the owner of the phone is as well. So when it times out, that's what you see, okay, and the phone number's there.
So maybe it's not as adorable as your son or daughter,
No.
but it's
Or your dog.
Or your dog.
Or
I
your
put
dog.
my pet on there right now.
But
Right.
you're going to be grateful when someone sees that and returns it to you.
Absolutely, and let's make sure you're also not putting your cell phone number as the number to call,
That would be
because they'd be calling the number
Yeah,
in the cell.
you
that
need a
have.
backup friend for these
Correct.
situations.
Friend or family,
member.
parents
Yeah.
is ideal, okay?
Someone who's responsible.
Most definitely. Another idea is that we're all very familiar with cases and monogramming them and getting them to show our personality, but what ends up happening is that as nice as that is, your monogram will not guarantee your phone to get back, okay?
Right.
So, as simple as putting a logo, you can also put return for reward and add a design. You can put something that's very personalized to you that gives a contact information and allows people, I know who this person is, or I work with this person. Wherever they find it, you want to provide the most information of mass appeal, for lack of a better word, to get it back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so phone number always works and return for reward.
Another great way that you can utilize your phone case is the card trick, you call it.
Yes, the card trick. You always want to, if you have a case and it is monogrammed and it's yours, or even if it's not monogrammed, okay, put one business card in the case at all time. Never use that card, just keep it there, because the moment they go to look at the phone, they're going to find your business card and bingo, they know exactly how to get a hold of you.
That's perfect.
It's perfect.
Okay, simple,
yes, and
right?
it doesn't cost you any money, but it's going to save you a lot.
Absolutely,
When
that's what it's
someone
all about.
returns your phone. Now, you also say something as simple as just writing your information, return for reward in the case.
Most definitely, because we're always putting on a case onto our cell phone. I mean, that's just what we do because we want to protect it. So even just simply writing return for reward with your phone number again in the case, when they deconstruct it, they're going to find that number. Put it on the inside if you don't want to see it, because the average person will look at it and try to find some kind of clue as to who the owner is.
Because like you were saying earlier, for the most part, people out there, they want to do good. They want to give you your phone back, but we make it difficult for ourselves.
We make it very difficult. And the last tip is probably the easiest tip to do and the most common sense, and that is just to take a label maker and just put a label on it. Again, return for reward, the phone number, okay? It's on there, clearly if someone finds it. This tip also works really fantastic if you lost your iPad, your computer. Go ahead and just put that information on there as well.
You can put it on your kids in case you lose them. You can put it on everything.
Get t-shirts for that.
Why
you know?
not? Yeah. If
You don't
lost,
get to pick
return
what you wear. It's
too.
always the shirt.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I think the important thing to mention is it always says return for reward, not just return to and
Right.
the phone number, because you want people to know that they're going to get a reward out of this.
It's an incentive, and people want to do the right thing, but if you can also incentivize them to return the phone as well. Let's face it, it's going to cost a lot more money to replace the phone. Okay?
And headache,
And the
too.
headache.
Oh, yeah.
So the moment, and I've had this happen, I've lost a couple cell phones, and my last phone I got back, and I simply just put return for reward, I had my landline, and then I said, thank you for 5 minutes. Literally, I just thanked them. And then I said, let me pay for your taxi. I was in New York. If you could bring it to me, and then I also gave them a gift card as well. So it was another form of saying thank you. Someone's even told me that they had their cell phone returned back to them in the mail, and they had the address of the individual, so they sent them an arrangement of flowers, and they also sent them a lovely handwritten note.
Attitude of
kind
gratitude.
people.
You're
That's what
getting
it's
your
all
phone
about.
back.
You're getting your phone back.
Mar, Love it. Love
Isn't
it.
it great? Okay, I'm going to go back to my
You do that.
old-fashioned phone call.
Coming up on the show.